Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the AEW Dark Review for the 29th of December 2020. I love AEW. I think they're the best thing going on American television in 2020. Obviously, as a fan of almost 32 years, that makes me sad that that's the best I can say. But at the same time, this is a relatively skippable show this week. Still doing debuts, which I think is goofy. There's too many people. They do the respectable thing. There's an in memory of Brody Lee graphic. Apparently, um, it was it was taped last week, so putting the graphic in, um, was the best they could do for this. Uh, and they are doing kind of a tribute show to him tonight. Um, anyway, so we move into um, we move kind of into this being a 2 hour deal here. Ray Phoenix with Penta defeats Very Morales. Morales is making his promotional debut in the area. Phoenix is preparing for his you know, championship match with Kenny Omega. I don't agree with putting a guy who's basically, in essence, your number one contender on Dark. I think it's stupid. Morales is shorter than Phoenix, and um, there's some issues. I guess you could have had a story to the match. Morales hits some good offense, including a springboard tilt-a-whirl DDT, but gets hit with a haluva kick and a spinning kick and a Buster. Phoenix gets the win. I don't think Phoenix should be on this show. I think he should be training for the world title match. That would make sense. Penelope Ford defeats Lindsay Snow. Poor Lindsay Snow. She's more talented than Penelope Ford could be in 27 lifetimes, in my opinion. And honestly, I don't think her being put in the idea to put Ford over is good booking. There are many women you could, if you insist on doing the Penelope Ford thing, there are many women you could put in this position, but she's not one. Ricky Starks is on commentary. Um, he's kind of here and continuing to be comical. Ford does win with a lethal injection type maneuver. They continue to do the making out with Kip Sabian, who they could fire tomorrow and no one would care. After the match, and they did this before. Obviously, they're building towards the wedding in February. Um, Snow, she's got an interesting look. She's got MMA background, and I think that she is being wasted here. She is 0-4 thus far in her run with the promotion. Dark Order, John Silver and Alex Reynolds defeats Dean and Tyson Maddox. Somehow I think I've seen Maddox before. Um, it certainly was just an awkward thing to watch. I think they could have taken this match off, being the fact that, in theory, if Dark were happening at a time that was somewhat not pre-taped, wouldn't the Dark Order members be mourning the passing of Brody Lee? I think they could have eliminated this match and revoiced it over and put it in a week later, and it wouldn't have mattered anyway. This is the first time teaming up for Dean and Maddox. Dean definitely has good athletic ability, probably the second most valuable person on Dark behind Lee Johnson in terms of enhancement talents. Maddox gets hit with a number of moves throughout, and then Reynolds hits a stunner into a German suplex by Silver, and a jackknife pinning combination for both, and a 99J with Taya Conti defeats Jasmine Allure. I think they're wasting Jasmine Allure from what I've heard of her skills. Anna Jay, I know a lot of people like her. She hasn't caught on with me yet. I'm still open-minded that I may be missing something. Allure debuts last week with a Dark loss. Jay's kicks are getting better, as are the rest of her strikes. She's dominant and finishes with the Queen Slayer submission. Now, though, with Brandy Rhodes gone with pregnancy, I wonder where they go with Jay. Conti disappeared and is not there at the end of the match, it appears. Anyway, the waiting room segments with Britt Baker. Matt Sydal is the guest this week. I'm not a fan of these segments. I think they're a little campy. I think they're a little too long. It is what it is. Britt Baker does her insults for the rest of the program, continues to do the same. Sydal is pushing his match against Cody Rhodes in 2 weeks. And he's been beating people all along. Sydal needs more character development, and I'm not necessarily a fan of the match in 2 weeks without it. You know, Danny Limelight is mentioned, even though he hasn't had the match yet. Then TBS had a promo for the Go Big Show poster in the room. Sydal said the company is all about Rhodes and that they shared a magazine cover once. I guess that's in another company. Who the heck knows? I mean, WWE in the last 20 years has done very little. Well, the last 15 years anyway, has done very little of long-term note. Sydal drew on Rhodes' face. This just was flat. Team Taz with Hook defeats Ryzen, Nick Caro, and James Tapier. Taz stays on commentary for this. Hook comes out with the trio. Kanemaru is a former NXT guy. Cage hits the drill claw for the win. Nothing to this at all. Griff Garrison defeated Fuego del Sol. I am a fan of Griff Garrison. I think he's one of the rising stars that has come from the dark experiment, and he's certainly worthwhile. Peter Avalon comes out, who I assume still has a job because of who his girlfriend is. Other than that, I can't figure out why he has a job. He comes out to do commentary. They give him an interview. He's joking with Taz. Matches built around the idea of an Avalon versus Garrison match somewhere down the road. Garrison hits a discus elbow strike for the win. Avalon gives Garrison a signed photo. Garrison tosses it away. I don't quite understand why you're giving Garrison a singles push if he's supposed to be doing the thing with the Varsity Blondes with Pillman Jr., but okay. Santana and Ortiz defeat Terrence and Terrell Hughes. Obviously, these are the twin sons of Devon Dudley. This is the first tag match for Pride and Powerful since September 9th. And then Hughes brothers, I guess they're being used as enhancement talents. I don't agree with this. As second generation stars should be treated as something special and set apart. Ortiz hits a seated power bomb and then rolls Terrence back up, and there's a knee strike for the win. This show does drag quite a bit. Sammy Guevara against Aaron Solo. Guevara kind of, I don't even, why? Like, Guevara just feels flat. Is another guy that works hard, but has kind of dropped off since the Matt Hardy run. Guevara hits a big running knee on Solo, coming off the top rope, and hits a springboard moonsault to the outside. Guevara hits the go to the hospital to win, wrapping up a match. He said he wants to get back in the rankings. He said he's been a wrestler for 10 years today. I don't know. I mean, that's in 10 years and he's struggling to still have an identity. That doesn't bode well for him. Between this and the Santana and Ortiz match, I don't know. It's the Inner Circle. It certainly does not have the impact they have, and I think they've over-factioned AEW. That's another thing. Chaos Project defeats Ariel Levy and El Hero de Puerto Rico. They could have easily eliminated this match to cut time. Kuro, um, he was hit in a cinder block spot in Mexico in 2018 that went viral. Taz and Excalibur continue to be just goofy on this show. Um, Luther uses Serpentico as a weapon. Um, they hit the Creeping Death to pick up a win. Uh, Luther, again, a guy who I think was hired as a favor to Jericho. I don't see anything in the character. I don't see anything in the guy. To me, I hope 2021 leads to AEW cutting about 20 people. Not because they deserve not to work, but the roster is bloated. And I think maybe some of them go to Impact, or some of them go back to the independents when the pandemic's over, or some of them go international, and then come back when they have something bigger to offer. I think that would be better for business. Leva Bates and Maddie Brzezinski. Brzezinski debuted last week, and Bates is still trying to find her way. With what I know of Leva Bates, I think she's been horribly wasted. Probably the most wasted, easily the most wasted female. Probably in the top 5, regardless of gender, wasted by AEW, and they really have missed the boat with her. Brzezinski ripped out pages out of the Young Bucks book and threw them at Bates. Taz joked that wasn't good for job security. There's another half hour left of the show, and I try every week. I'll unmute commentary for 1 or 2 matches on Dark, and I'm sorry, I love Taz. Taz is a talented guy. He kept me involved in watching the national product in ECW in the sense of I enjoyed the character. I enjoyed his commentary when he worked for WWE. I enjoy his commentary when he's with decent commentators like Jim Ross, Tony Schiavone, and the like. I despise his stuff with Excalibur because it's too campy, and to me, it's Excalibur's fault. I do not understand why a national company employs this guy. If you want to give him a job, make him a comedy interviewer. Let him interview the heels backstage and let him be 100% a gimmick, or give him something to do off camera, or make him a production hand. Do not make him the vision of the second biggest company in North America. Bates wins with a small package out of nowhere. That's Matt Sydal and Danny Limelight. Limelight is a guy they should sign immediately and start doing something with. Get him a character. Get him something to. You know what? Limelight and Guevara. Make them the Limelight. Make them the Spotlight Stealers. I mean, do something. There's creativity there. Anyway, so competitive match. Which I don't know that Sydal, who should be wrestling on Dynamite more regularly, should be having competitive matches with guys that they don't know. The Cody match in 2 weeks, actually, I think Sydal walks away looking weaker after this. Just in the sense that he shouldn't be competitive with someone no one really knows yet. Taya Conti with Anna Jay defeats Vet Vixen. Not a good match. Ty Conti, again, another one that they could let go, and I don't think anyone would care, outside of those that find her physically attractive. Excalibur asked Taz if he was a fan of Yukel Irvine. Vet Vixen's from there. I guess they were trying to add character. It didn't work. Conti is frustrated when she can't finish off her opponent as easily as she thinks she should. High kicks leads to a double down. Conti finishes off with a TCO for the win. She's got a look, and well, that's about it. Gun Club defeats Royal Money. Baron Black and Mike Vera. Yeah. I guess they're going to do a trios title at some point. Maybe they'll make all this work over. Colton hits the Colt 45 on money to pick up the win in a really short match. Orton and Colton Gunn are decent. I don't know that Billy Gunn needs to be working at his age, except to get his sons over, but I think he's already done as much as he's going to do for them. SCU versus Hybrid 2. Storyline here is that the next time SCU loses, Daniels is going to retire or they're done. Kind of back and forth on that. I mean, it's fine for a tag match. Hybrid 2, again, I've mentioned before, I like Angelico as a singles. I think he's a decent talent. I think he's got some unique offense. I've never seen anything in Jack Evans. To me, he's a blend between Red and Rey Mysterio, who just never hit. Maybe he's done some good things in Mexico. I do not see him as a star in the American market, and I will not see him as a star in the American market. Anyway, Daniels accidentally runs into Kazarian and falls out of the ring, leading to TH2 taking more offense than was originally planned. Daniels, he hits an assisted monkey flip into the double clothesline. Then he's tagged in. He hits an inverted FU. The Acclaimed jumped SCU and TH2, and then the Young Bucks come out to clear the show. I guess this is good if you think the Bucks are the way to get the tag division over. I'm not of that belief. But a 2-hour show covered in less than 20 minutes. That should tell you all you need to know about the need to watch Dark these days. Anyway, we'll be back with more of the Mid-South Wrestling Review series. Several months of it, hopefully, I uploaded today. Until next time, keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment.